Getting to the big idea can be painful. Imagine sitting on a train for hours, not the fancy train with the comfortable seats in a club car, but a slow, hot, regional line with cracked seats. No good food choices, less than ideal bathrooms. All to sit in a room and listen to high-level executives of the largest food and beverage companies in the world and leading public health leaders, some of the most brilliant minds, argue about how to make America healthier as we were confronting the issues of a national obesity crisis. That was my challenge when Indra Nooyi, the former CEO of PepsiCo, and 15 of her peers asked me to help them unstick a major initiative mired in acrimony. At the time, 1/3 of Americans were considered obese. The press, public health officials, and regulators laid the blame squarely on the shoulders of the companies which were accused of peddling sugar and fat to a population who loved to eat. They needed a turnaround. 16 companies sent their smartest people and most adept decision makers to these sessions to find a solution to both fix their image in the consumer's mind and work with public health and regulators to make the nation healthier. After weeks of getting nowhere, the McCormick Spice Company CEO suggested we pivot and leverage a method they had used in their idea lab when thinking through new products. It turned out that was the spark the discussion needed. So we packed up the carnival, we took the train back down the Northeast Corridor to Baltimore to the McCormick Idea Lab. There, hours in, when sitting with the chief scientific officer of Campbell's Soup, who'd been conversing madly in the corner with the renowned epidemiologist, the breakthrough happened. They jumped up and said, "It's all about calories." Now, you may think that was always obvious in retrospect, but it wasn't. We translated this insight into our big idea. We would reduce caloric intake in the United States by 6.4 trillion calories. It changed the face of how these companies engage the public in dialogue about healthy eating. Getting to the big idea is critical, but it's rarely easy. It requires vision, and it turns out vision is very practical. It's not just consulting speak and PowerPoint. Vision is the critical ingredient in getting to the end state. When John F. Kennedy proclaimed that the United States would send a man to the moon and return him safely to Earth, he spoke to a nation in a crisis of confidence. The Soviet Union had launched Sputnik, and roughly 1 month earlier, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit the Earth. Kennedy knew he had to think big and to marshal the necessary support, both material and emotional, from the American people and the scientific community. He needed a bold vision of a perfect world scenario, an ideal world where the United States created the technology to achieve what seemed impossible. As a result of this vision, an American was first to walk on the moon. The power of vision and the power of the big idea is job number one for any leader looking to create sustainable change and seeking to guide an organization, a project, navigate a merger, or change the world. But you don't have to be the leader of the free world to harness the power of vision. Any leader in any type of organization can leverage this approach for success. In my career, I've seen the power of the big idea work many times, and I've been fortunate enough to see it transform organizations and improve people's lives.